It's 8:35 and we're looking at 1 billion. That is the estimated size of initial investments in Tesla's New Mexico Gigafactory, which some sources are saying will be officially announced by the end of this week. The EV maker could be looking for some auto-related news to drive its stock after CEO Elon Musk lost a Twitter poll asking if he should still be in charge of the social media company. Garrett, is there any fundamental heft to this new gigafactory for struggling Tesla investors, or just another smokescreen from the Musk PR factory?
Good morning, everybody. Vaz, you're going to hear something out of me this morning that you probably wouldn't, but this is the world that I operate in. They hired an energy team, a trading team last year. And if they can figure out at scale how to engage in wholesale energy trading, meaning that they are buying electricity in the middle of the night when the grid is pennies much lower than the capacity during the day, and they're able to roll that. This is what we do over in Europe. They're going to make an ungodly amount of money. Now, the question is whether or not this is going to be functional, and secondly, whether the United States is going to regulate it. And if they do, and they make it impossible for them to do this, then obviously it won't make any money. The way that I see Tesla is move it back into the moonshot category. If you were investing in this kind of in your growth portfolio, move it over. Keep it as this kind of like venture capital style investment. I would be looking to buy some Tesla stock if it continues to break down, if we move into oversold territory, but with a very long-term view on this.
How long-term are we talking about?
15 to 20 years. Like that's how far out. Yeah. But again, if they figure this scale out and they do it within the next 5 to 7 years, this company is going to be easily back up above $1 trillion again.
Classic ways. Shah, what do you see on the horizon for Tesla as investors seem to kind of be giving up on Musk?
I think very similarly to what Garrett just said. Long term, you do not count Tesla out. The whole idea of the gigafactories isn't just about building cars, it's about storing energy. And I didn't know that. Thanks for that insight, Garrett. I didn't know they had hired an energy trading team. So, yes, this is what he has said. He said years ago that with, I forget the number of gigafactories, he could supply some extraordinary amount of the world's energy needs. He's building those gigafactories. So that's a long-term horizon. I wouldn't buy the stock down here. I think it's got lower to go. If we fall into recession, auto sales are going to go down. He's already got problems in China with production of cars in China. So I think sales are going to go down. He's going to have manufacturing problems. I think you can maybe start to wade into Tesla, I don't know, couple months, couple quarters from now. I think we have to see where the market goes and where it takes Tesla with it. I'd like to see it round out and see the economy start to firm up and then maybe take a shot at it. But it's got ways to go further to the downside, I believe.
Vaz?
Kenny, go ahead. Yeah.
Just to add to what Shah's talking about, because I think this is really important. I think people really need to understand this. When we're talking about this energy transition, which this government is moving toward, whether we want to do it or not, and this is really, really critical, the Biden administration just basically has forced all of the buildings that are government buildings out of natural gas and into electric. The only way that you can do this is massive scale of batteries. And I mean so massive that you can't even comprehend it mathematically. We were talking about this recently. You can produce the same amount of natural gas within for production, 1 megawatt of electricity with 6 square blocks of natural gas. Now, if you do that with nuclear, it's a mile and a half squared. Then, if you do it with solar, it's 60 square miles. Then, if you do it with wind, it's 300. You need an unbelievable amount of battery capacity in order to do this, and that is what Tesla is tapping into. And if you thought the subsidies were going to be significant in the auto industry, wait until you get into the battery industry. This is going to be a lot of money in the future, and that is why people are lining up and doing this now. They're not paying attention to the rate cycle right now, the Kathy Woods of the world. I get it. But if you are looking at this, Shah just said it, a couple of months from now, wait, and I think the market's going to bottom in March. That's where I would be looking to buy Tesla.
Yeah, because Tesla would obviously follow the market with that. 8 Baller has been all over the story. Kenny, we're going to kick it to you because, I don't know if this has gotten your attention as well. I know it has 8 Ballers. Are you looking to trade Tesla?
I traded Tesla for the first time in, I don't know, maybe months yesterday, because
Mhm.
it was a nice rollover. I missed the short, but I showed people how to sniff out a bottom. That sounds awful, but we did, and we got involved on Tesla on the long side. And I missed the option play, but the option play wound up being a 200%. Or if you caught it right, I just was trading the stock. But yeah, it's finally getting interesting. I still think it's going to go down. I'm waiting for some one big wipeout. This is one of the stocks that I own when nobody liked it. When I first started in Car and Driver, the stock was $32 a share, and some guy upgraded it to 60, and we all mocked him at a $60 price target, pre-split. So I've been trading
Mhm.
Tesla for quite some time. Yesterday was the first time I traded it for a day trade in a while.
Guys, how low can Tesla go here? I mean, I'm just putting up simple fib. I'm seeing about 125 if it really tanks with the market.
Yeah, I would love 125. If it breaks 125, there's an $80 target out there. I saw a guy wrote an
Mhm.
article, and it made a lot of sense. I mean, whatever, it's probably seeking alpha, some kid in his basement. But yeah, again, it's all sentiment. It's all sentiment. Now the idea of owning Tesla is not cool anymore, and that's why I owned it in the first place. Because the joke was, hey, listen, if it's not just a car company, if he colonizes Mars and you own a share of Tesla, you might get an acre of Mars. And I started doing that bit on YouTube. People started to believe me. Like, wait a second, we get an acre of Mars if we own Tesla stock? I'm like, yes. Didn't you read the memo? And it worked. I mean, that's how popular the
Oh
stock
my
was. It was a
God.
cult thing, and I knew what I was getting myself into. It was more than a car company. And you know what? I'm over the idea of the car also. If you're not into tech, it's kind of an annoying car with that 900-foot screen in there, and you don't have a gas pedal. I don't even like the doorknobs anymore. I'm over it. So if I'm over the car, I'm over him. I'm over the stock. But you know what? If it comes down to a point where I can make some money, we'll see what happens when it gets there at 125.